Hello everyone, how's it going? Oh yeah, we obviously we had an amazing event, really close battles, really slidey cars all over the place, and it was a good time. Maturek had his win in the first race, spun at the last race, but still kept a fight, and he gained a lot of positions, and it was a really awesome race. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, for sure. Like as always, I think with the new track, short, not long straights as the last one. Uh, really close battles will happen on this track for sure. I'm certain that we're gonna see a lot of action, a lot of close action, a lot of wheel to wheel, 2 wide, 3 wide stuff on the finish line. And yeah, I'm really hyped for this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oof. Oof. Really fast lap by Bremner there. I'm really impressed. Oh yeah. Bremner got the fastest first Oh! Angelo dos Santos in second place now. Wow. 137.911. Jesus. Warm up has begun. Let's see if, Ken Jagger will have his cars lighting around again. And Michael Mazarek. I think it's gonna be a nice battle. Michael Mazarek is gonna start in 6th position. So I think it's gonna be quite fun to watch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Stefan. Oops. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Hmm? It just ended. It just now ended, yeah. Perfect timing. On point timing, mate. Oh yeah. I'm using that right now. It's fantastic. Oh yeah. Oh. 18th. Angelo dos Santos, Mashrek, and Ken Jagger were involved in the accident. Oh. Huh? Okay, turn your volume up. Oh, accident. Oh, someone spun. Oh no. Stefan Schneider. Ken Jagan. Oh. That's weird. Oof. Gonna restart the stream. Yep.
So welcome back, and hopefully we've got everything sorted. Obviously, really sorry for the issues we're having, and yeah, all the issues are work. Everything's back to normal now. Hopefully, you can hear me on the game. So you can let me know that now, and just make sure you know if we are a bit too loud or a bit too quiet. Just let me know, and I can pass that on to Michal. Obviously, you can come back, and you've seen it all on the broadcast. The title contenders taken out on lap 1, and then again took themselves out only a lap ago. With Zach Bremner now currently leading, not by much over Royal Postma. Darcis Ferreira's up to 3rd because of everything going on. Flavio Bodska, who is going to inherit a lot of points from this race now, is currently in 4th place. He's fighting with John van der Geest, who I actually didn't think would be very quick here with the amount of problems he was, well, not with the problems, but the amount of practice he had, unless he was grinding practice overnight. Looking also at Brett Metcalf, currently in 6th place, fighting them as well. Brett's been very quick through the past couple of races, so definitely not surprised to see him fighting at the sharp end of the field at all. But what is the big talking point here, Michal? Is sorry, not Michal. Sorry, Matteo. I was looking at Michal Maturek. That's what was going on. It's about Michal Maturek and Ken Jagger at 14th and 15th in the race at the moment. Although Maturek might actually gain a place if there's contact made here, because Pierre Deslandes and Angelo Dos Santos are side by side with Philip Pichler. Oh, very close indeed, side by side, coming towards the chicane. I wish I knew more corner lanes on this circuit off by heart. I'm very bad at that. Going side by side, you really have to be careful because those barriers get ever closer. Bits of contact, small little body. 2 places for Michal Maturek. And 2 places lost, although I'm assuming Barrett will let Angelo back through. But 2 places lost for Angelo Dos Santos. In what was a complete accident there. That was, you know, I think Barrett just misjudged his braking point and went straight in the back of him. As that's Pierre Deslandes off. Deslandes, sorry. He is off the circuit into the gravel trap. He's going to get back on the circuit. Hopefully no unsafe rejoin. He's all good. So that's going to mean that Matrick climbed up to 11th place now in the field. As Jerry Brupasha and Jared Hoffman are fighting each other for P8 at the moment. I think Michał Matrick, like, even if he does go down the backfield, he just expects everyone in front of him to make a mistake or have an accident. And it seems to work every single race. It happened last time, and as I say that, Philip Pichler goes wide. He's going to go defensive, but Matrick's going to go to his right, and Matrick's going to go through. So Michał Matrick, no matter where he starts, he climbs up the order pretty quickly if he has an issue. He's currently behind Jared Hoffman. Into the hairpin.
Very late braking.
And he's made up 2 places in 1 corner. Unless Brupasha gets a run. Well, he's a bit of contact with his rear end, but nothing costly, thankfully. His car's very, very slidey under braking. Also seeing that Ken Jagger's fighting Barrett Ericsson as Nick Lawrence, Stefan Schneider are out of this race. They've had an accident somewhere on the circuit. Same with Klaus Germanis, they're already out of this race. Klaus is out on lap 2, so those guys were all out on lap 2 except for Lawrence, who was out on lap 3. With the leader, Zach Bremner, coming on to lap 6 now. They've retired about half the distance we've covered to go, so sorry for not picking that up as quickly as possible. We're mostly more dealing with the stream issues we had. Brett Metcalf now up to 3rd place. Where's Donasis for Rayos? Down to 7th, so he's made a mistake somewhere. Means that Boska is now able to fight Metcalf very, very clearly indeed. Side by side, almost side by side, sorry, coming towards the hairpin. Oh, bit of late braking there, and Brett Metcalf's going to go through, and I've also seen, oh my god, is that Ferraz making a double overtake? Van der Geest is now sideways, he's made it past Van der Geest. He's not going to have the run on Gorilov, on Denis Gorilov, coming into the chicane. But the fight for 3rd, very, very close. Oh, sorry, the fight for 2nd, very close indeed. 6 cars involved, and nearly 7, as I believe that is Michał Matrick closing in on those guys. So as Ferraz goes side by side, Matrick's going to be licking his lips and going, hold on a minute, these guys are all very close to each other. Very close indeed. Ferraz just really trying to look for a place to get past these guys. Really, he really doesn't want to, make a stupid mistake and just, blow it all again. Coming through turn 1, he's already closing right up to the back of John Van der Geest. As Zach Bremner is already coming through the bottom hairpin, and Flavio Boska's not even halfway there yet. That is how big a gap he has gained. He's gapped these guys by. Oh, as I see Ferraz going very wide, and he made a very good idea to, because I've just seen contact between Posma and Gorilov. Posma Gorilov trying to make a move, not going to work, but Ferraz drops down the order to 9th after making a mistake there now. So Matrick playing the long game, just holding himself back, not getting involved with these guys, knowing that if they make a mistake, he's going to get very caught up in it very, very quickly. Royal Postma still defending from Gorilov though. But so far, Matteo, we've seen pretty much Bremner gap everyone.
Oh yeah.
And
just easy race for Bremner.
Yeah, 6 cars fighting, as I say, that Garlock's trying to have a look at Posma once again. Is he going to dive it to the inside? No, he's going to try and juke him, and here's John Van der Geest locking up onto the scene. That's one way to kill your tyres. As Garlock goes wide, it's going to give Van der Geest the run. He's going to have to dodge the car. Makes it work around the outside, and here comes Michal Macherek into turn 1. Side by side on the curb, the car's going to run a bit wide, but he's going to make the move stick. So great job by Michal Macherek to make that move work. Coming down towards the hairpin, is Macherek going to make a move on Van der Geest as there's locking up going on in front? He is very close to the back of John Van der Geest.
I think he's going to make a move on the next chicane.
Wouldn't surprise me, you called it very much, to the inside. Oh, a bit of wheel banging between the two. I don't think Van der Geest is going to let this one go too easily. And here comes Gorolov. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, a bit of wheel locking. But no move is going to be completed. Coming side by side. There's contact. Macherek has been spun again. He's been spun by Gorolov. He's not gonna lose the place to Gorolov, and here comes Ferreos to try and pick up the pieces on the grass. Overtake by Ferreos. Gerard Hoffman goes into the place. As Posma side by side with Metcalf into turn 1. Very, very close indeed. And I apologise for the drop in live time. We're having a couple of issues. We'll try and get them sorted in between the sessions, hopefully. Obviously, we can't do anything at the moment because the man who manages the service currently is running in the race. Jerry Brupacho spun off. He's got himself going again. Gorolov has retired. Ken Jagger, who is the manager, spot place going through turn 1 at the moment. As Dos Santos comes out of the pit lane, he's actually going to come out in front of Barry Erickson. There are no mandatory pit stops in this, so nothing major to worry about. So all the work the Macherek did, he's got to do again. But just keeping on these guys. No one seems to really have an edge over anyone at the moment. This Bosman locks up into the back of Metcalf. Metcalf will definitely not be happy about that at all. That's going to allow Macherek up a place, Ferreos up a place. Is it going to allow Pichler up a place? Maybe, maybe not.
John Van der Geest in 3rd place.
Yeah, it's going to allow Metcalf up a place, and Posma has come in. I think he's serving a drive-through. I think Posma's serving a self-made drive-through. So fair play to Posma dropping himself back. You know, it's very rare you see drivers, you know, take their own penalties. But you know, with all of this going on, Zach Brimmer is 14 seconds ahead of Flavio Botska at the moment. So we know what's going on with the timing, and we're very sorry. As I said, we can't get that sorted until next race. There's Brett Metcalf really trying to get on the back of Philip Pichler. Really trying to hound him. It's not going to work. He's obviously trying to make up the time that he lost. Now Macherek currently 4th place, so he's going to be extending that championship lead. I think this is going to be uncatchable. say, Flavio, Zach Bremner, he surprised me. It's like, there are two guys in this field who are who are much quicker than the rest of the field. That is Zach Bremner and Michał Maturek. And I'm very surprised, you know, that those two aren't 1-2 every race in qualifying. But as well as we've proven, you know, when one's not on pole, the other is. John van der Geest, the man separating Michał from the podium. We're over halfway through this race, 16 minutes to 25 in. But just keeping an eye on the, you know, the lower halves of the field. There's not really not much going on at the moment. Everyone's trying to be as clean as possible, but Metcalf trying to get past Philip Pichler still. Coming up the hill, over the hill. This is where there was a massive accident a year ago in the British GT, but obviously that was using the longer layout of the circuit. Coming into the chicanes. A lot of people will argue that the chicanes yeah, obviously the chicanes have not been there for all the time, but I'm just mean that the chicanes, as much people may argue that chicanes may ruin the circuit, it has given, you know, the circuit split has given a lot more overtaking opportunities. You know, we've seen that here. Yeah, the old 1975 layout, well, didn't have the long GP loop from what I remember. It only had the small little circuit many years ago, many years before I was actually born. We're just looking, Zach Bremner coming up towards the hairpin. Fabio Botska's not even come to turn 2 yet. Just keeping an eye as Maturek is on the back of John van der Geest. This is going to be more points in the bag for Michał Maturek. He comes down towards the hairpin in the slipstream, pulls out of the slipstream. The pole looking to make an overtake on the Dutchman maybe, but not going to happen there. Second place isn't that far out of sight for Maturek either, so he's actually currently where he was at the start of this race, so he's not lost any places, but he's not gained any either in effect. Here he comes, but he takes a bit of a wider line through there and then takes a bit of a tighter line through the second chicane, but from van der Geest, but still makes it work.
As we speak, Brett Metcalf has taken the position from Philip Pichler.
Hey, great driving. Oh, is Maturek is side by side with van der Geest. Contact between the two. He's taken off Van der Geest. He's hit off Van der Geest. He's gonna. John van der Geest trying to recover the car. He's hit for rails on the rejoin. Oh, Maturek, that is very, very bad indeed. Rails needs to get that car going, and then Van der Geest is going to rejoin into Brett Metcalf. It's chaos everywhere. Postman's going to get collected as well. Ken Jagger needs to get himself moving. He could gain from all of this. He's nowhere in sight though. Michał Maturek drops to 6th. We've got 5 minutes to go. As Maturek has got to have damage on that car. He's got to have damage on his car. Postma into the pit lane. He's definitely got damage on that car. Maturek just needs the point, so he's not worried. Oh, Brett Metcalf definitely has damage on that car. No doubt about it. So Ken Jagger into the top 8 now. As Brett Metcalf pulls into the pit lane. Royal Postma back out the pits in 7th place, just behind Philip Pichler, so he's going to be going side by side with him into turn 2. That was close for getting the rear end a bit slidey. But Darnas's Ferrarios gained about 4-5 places in all of that. So well done, Darnas's. John van der Geest now at 4. Oh, it's Postma trying to keep it on the inside of Philip Pichler on the exit. Doesn't work there. There's a back marker behind Royal Postma actually. That's fairly. Coming into the chicane, Postma versus Pichler still. Seems that Postma has the advantage even after the accidents he's had. No fast repairs in rFactor 2, unlike iRacing, so you don't really get, you know, if you make a mistake, you're going to pay for it. Oh, Pichler goes a bit wider than Postma does. Postma's actually got a run from this. Coming into the final corner, the final proper corner anyway, locking up on the inside. There's contact between the two. And Postma's going to make the move stick. Fair pass, you know, didn't hit anyone off. There was a small bit of contact, but it was the same speed, so no real damage actually incurred from that. Brett Metcalf's still in the pit lane.
And as we speak, John Van der Geest has taken third position on Faros.
Yeah, Faros looks like he's battling damage actually, or something. He's a lot slower than Van der Geest. I'm just trying to have a look.
Oh yeah, he's battling damage.
Yeah, he's got damage. He's just trying to get to the end, and I wouldn't blame him. You know, very good positions on the cars with, you know, not many laps to go here. You know, Formula 3 cars running 1 minute 42s here, which isn't bad at all. You know. Yeah, definitely having some problems with that car. If he can stay ahead of Michał Maciek, I'll be very impressed indeed. Even then, Maciek's got a bit of damage, but not as much as Faros. Yeah, Van der Geest doesn't have any damage, it seems. It's amazing, you know, you can hit the wall a lot harder, but you can still sometimes have less damage. What's Royal Postma got? Not much. And Philip Pichler, of course, doesn't have any because he's not been involved in anything. Ken's just having a Sunday drive at the back of the field, you know, trying to get some points. But I think this race is just proving that Michał's human. He's not an alien, you know. He's definitely making some mistakes of his own.
Oh yeah.
Although he did make a mistake on Sim Race 2 in Zandvoort, obviously that was very uncharacteristic. He's made another mistake now on the braking because of the damage. And here comes Royal Postma. Oh, very back end happy coming through. Final corner up the hill towards the start-finish line.
1 minute left.
Yeah, this will be the final lap of the race, I believe. Just trying to have a look where Zach Bremner is. Well, Zach Bremner is coming up to lap traffic, so he might actually get one more lap in here.
Let's join.
He's currently lapping Dos, but yeah, we need to go back and join the fight for fifth place, sorry, because Maciek is coming under pressure from Royal Postma. Postma goes to the outside of the hairpin. This isn't as bad an idea as you think. Is he going to get the run? No, because he runs it a lot wider, so he doesn't get as good a run as you'd expect. Coming towards chicane. Maciek goes a bit defensive, goes to the middle of the circuit. Basically goes, no, I've got room to go either way. Still going to hold that place. So on the back of Donis, the very heavily damaged Donis Faros now. Oh, there's Maciek. Maciek really struggling to control that car. Royal Postma's looking at this going, I really can make up 2 places if I can just keep my nose clean. But we're definitely on the final lap now, because Zach Bremner is halfway around the circuit as the timer should be ticking to 0 very shortly.
And for the finish.
This is still going. We've also got one more lap to go for these guys at the back. These guys fighting for 4th place. Obviously, his Maciek's actually made it past. He's going to try it down the inside of Faros. Oh, this is going to be very tight. It's going to allow Postma to get a run. Oh, Faros is very sliding. There's contact between Maciek and Postma. There's contact between Postma and Faros. Postma and Faros go off spinning. That's going to allow. Is it going to allow Kennedy positions? It might do. But as I say that, Zach Bremner is coming towards the final corner. We've got to pick him up. He comes round up the hill to take his 2nd victory in 2 races. Bremner takes the victory at Oulton Park race 1. And then we have to go half a minute back down the field actually to what is going to be 2nd place. It's Flavio Botzka coming through the final. Well, he's still coming through the penultimate corners actually. He's got the lap Brett Metcalf behind him. Ken Jagger's actually up to 6th after all of that, so well done to him. But through the final corner, amazing drive by Flavio Bosco, avoiding all of the chaos behind him. He's going to come home, take 2nd place in the first race here at Oulton Park. 3rd place is going to be our favourite Dutchman, John van der Geest. He's going to come around the final corner now, and up the hill he goes. 51.4 seconds back from the leader. He crosses the line somehow in P3. P4 is going to go to Michal Maturek after what will be a questionable race from the pole.
Oh yeah, a lot of action for this dude.
Yeah, 5th place for Philip Pichler. 6th place is the current runner-up, Ken Jagger. 7th place is going to be Dynasty Frails. His debut here is 7th place, not bad at all. 8th is going to be Royal Potsma. 9th is going to be Angelo Dos Santos. 10th is going to be Barrett Eriksson. And your lap cars are Jerry Rupacha, Pierre Deslandes, Brett Metcalf, and Brian Fairley. Your retirements, Jared Hoffman with suspension damage on lap 10. Dennis Goylov on lap 8 with suspension damage. Nick Lawrence on lap 3 with suspension damage. And Stefan Schneider on lap 2 with suspension damage. Got a lot of chaos going on here, and Zach Bremner spinning it on the end of his in lap for just losing around on the grass. Very unusual indeed, and we've just got to wait now for the next qualifying session. Obviously, remember 2 qualifying sessions in this series, one being before race 1, the other being in before race 2 warm up. Royal Potsma apologising to Ken for Royal Potsma taking drive-throughs for all of his incidents. So I've got to say fair play to him. I've never actually seen that done before. Never seen someone take a self-penalty. I've never seen someone go, "Oh, sorry, I did take a drive-through for my actions." And it has been. I've seen it here.
The first time for me, though.
Of course. Would help if I could actually spell. Obviously, well done to Zach Bremner. Pole likes to flag victory by half a minute.
Oof, oof.
It's 5-9. I shall return shortly, actually to get something done. So, apologies there for my absence, everyone, whilst we switched to the practice session. We come now to obviously qualifying. Hope I didn't miss much there, Michal. Sorry, Matheus, sorry. We've got the live timing hopefully fixed now, so if you can just make sure everyone, just make sure that it's all working, everything's fine. We've made sure that everything that we were having problems with is now gone. So hopefully the live timing should only show this server instead of the historic Formula 1 server that you saw, which is also another series run by SimRacingOnline. We're going to make sure we have that fixed. There's only a couple of problems that we had. As the drivers now lining up to go out for qualifying, everyone trying to get out in qualifying first. And Zach Bremner, what are you doing? Very interesting way of exiting the pit lane, but unlike at Zandvoort, where people sort of waited, everyone's going out at the exact same time this time. And it's going to be Roel Postma that is the first driver on track, or maybe the first driver to set his lap. So we'll see. But yeah, just looking at the broadcast now, everything should be fixed, so
yep.
We apologise for the small little technical hitch. It happens, second broadcast with everything, sort of working itself out, so we've got time to fix it before September, so, we've got a final race which we also hope to hopefully we can also broadcast the finale of this race, to sign out a championship for you guys. But it's been a very, very entertaining race, set of races, 3 races we've had already, and obviously this one, being Oulton Park, I expected a bit of chaos, I didn't expect that much chaos. But Roel Postma coming down towards the final corner. Having a look, he's about to start his flying lap here. It's very, very tight into his circuit. Hopefully we can ride on board with him for this lap.
Who? Sorry.
Roel Postma. So he comes into turn 1 very hard on the brakes, and you just want to let the car roll in. Let it rotate, put your foot back on the throttle pretty early, as early as you can do. Obviously you don't want to let the car spin out too wide. Coming through turn 2, obviously over the crest of turn 2 into turn 3, which is the left-hander. Very, very precise corner. If you get the weight transfer wrong, the car's just going to go completely. I've done that multiple times with the GT3, and in these cars it's even more crucial. On the heavy braking zone into turn 4, it is such a tight head. The braking zone is a lot earlier than you think in these cars. Accelerating out of the hairpin up the hill. As you can see it's not fully blind, but it's near blind for most of it, and then obviously you come in, you brake around the 100-metre board, pray that the car's going to turn in, make sure the car is a bit of a slide there by Postma, put your foot down, and it's such a technical bit of track, even if it doesn't seem like it, it's such a technical bit of track, just all the hand movements and everything else that's going on. You come up the hill, over the crest again, chuck it left, and you've got to hit the brakes, chuck it right again. If you've got the setup right, you can maybe get away with just even lifting, not even braking. And that's, where your qualifying time is going to really be made up. And this is also your other crucial spot. How early can you get the power down? How quickly can you get through this corner? Obviously, a bit of a tighter line for Postma. Nothing too bad, but lose him a bit of time. He goes a bit wide on exit, which isn't preferable. Going to run it out to the line. He's going to give Brett Metcalfe some slipstream as well. So Brett Metcalfe goes a second quicker. Even then, Schneider looks to be going quicker. Is that Bremner? Is that half a second I see? No, it's 1/10 as Maturek goes second on the grid. Is Michal Maturek going to be able to get this lap done? You'll see he's going to get this lap done, but is it going to be quicker than Zach Bremner?
He got the fastest first and second sector, Michal Maturek.
Yeah, and he's behind Schneider, so I think that might have been what caused the slow final sector. Comes towards the end of the first sector on the brakes into the hairpin. Schneider gets out of his way very well, very fair play, by Schneider getting out of the way. 5 thousandths up on Zach Bremner, but 2/10ths down on his own split. He is still very, very much capable for pole here. Going to slide it through the tech section. Such a short lap here, even though it doesn't look short, but it is short. 1 minute and 42 is still pretty short around here. Up the hill, 1 minute 1, 1 minute 2, 3, 4. Where is the timing beam? There is the timing beam. 2 tenths on Zach Bremner, 1 tenth down on his best. Over the crest. So, he's very smooth with his inputs. You know that he knows he's got trust in the car into the final corner. Taking a lot of inside curves. Seems to help the car rotate. 31, 2. It's definitely going to be a pole lap, I feel. 5, 36, 37. It is not pole because Bremner goes even quicker. 1 minute 4.4 for Bremner. 1 minute 37.5 for Matrek, and Matrek went quicker himself by 4 tenths. Zach Bremner with a flawless lap.
Just an alien on this track.
That is flawless by Michał Matrek and Zach Bremner.
Zach Bremner 136, 4.481. Oh wow, that's a really fast lap for these cars in this track.
And I think someone who wasn't on the lap just crashed off and ruined someone's lap. Someone who was on the lap. Oh no, they were not. Just looking at what one of the admins has said. Better drive, please. These are not touring cars. These are anything but touring cars.
Oh yeah,
definitely right, sir.
No downforce whatsoever.
Well, touring cars don't really have much downforce in themselves, to be fair.
Oh wow, look at the standings. Angelo Dos Santos in 2nd place. Wow.
Once again, you know, Dos Santos and Van der Geest were very, high up there last time.
Oh, yeah.
Michał Matrek placing his race 1 qualifying position up to 3rd this time. Obviously, reason being, Dynasys for Rails didn't set a lap.
And Brett Metcalf just got 4th place.
Yep, so Brett improves his lap. Believe Flavio Botska's on a lap, so we can see what he's going to do. He was 2nd at the end of the race last time out. Up the hill he goes. Oh no, he's coming into the pits, so he is not going to complete his lap. Amazing job, Angelo Dos Santos, who is currently 2nd, only 1.07 back on Zach Bremner. He's not even a 10th ahead of Matrek in qualifying, so well done, Dos Santos. Do or die laps at the end. It's pretty much in this series seems to be whoever goes out last gets the gift, and that's pretty much what it is in qualifying. You let the track rubber up, and you're going to find that there's very much a nice little line for you.
Short 5-minute warm-up here.
Yeah, short 5-minute warm-up, take a break, grab a drink, maybe go have a loo break, and then you can come back and join us for what's going to be an amazing 2nd race here at Oulton Park Circle. Definitely looking forward to it. Jared Hoffman going to be the first driver out in the warm-up session. We can have a bit of a break, bit of relax, and just let these guys get used to the race fuel again. So just looking at what has been said in the chat, John Van der Geest didn't even... John hasn't even had much practice. He's literally just come in and just qualified.
Oh wow. And doing very good times as well.
I dared say this, but maybe he's gifted. Maybe he has a special gift that makes him so quick with little practice. or he's corner cutting somewhere and I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing we have to... Ken Decker saying, try going less sideways, Zach, you'll be quicker. I don't think that's on the top of his list. I think being a second quicker in qualifying, I don't think that's a priority for him. He almost gained a second a minute in that race. That was supremely, that was like, you know, brilliant driving. But one more race to go in this series. Oh, and Zach obviously watching, telling me over a second a minute.
Fair enough.
Isn't Formula 3 grass mowing IRL 3 seconds? Oh, I don't know. Could be, could not be.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully. I don't think F3 is grass mowing actually. No, it's not. It's not grass mowing, it's more excavating, if you've seen any of the major. Brett Meghoff, that's what Formula 3 stands for, John. Flymo 3. Yeah, we're rating a load of flymos around Oulton Park today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the series where you have to cut the most grass in the 25 minutes allowed.
Oh yeah. The winner goes by how much grass do you have on your car, on the side of your car, you know?
Well, just everywhere.
Oh yeah.
John Modigy saying he's going to jump everyone on the start. I really hope he doesn't, because I think people want to finish this race. But one driver to look out for will be Darnassus, as he is at the back of this race, and he was very quick. Definitely, very quick indeed, you know, towards the end of that first race. So he could definitely, you know, pull a couple of surprises. As long as John's not thinking about, you know, completely mucking up his tyres this race like he was at the second race in Zandvoort, I think we're okay.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're all getting ready to go to the race session now. The clock obviously has ticked to 0 in the warm-up session. The drivers now saying their last goodbyes to their family and children before they are inevitably murdered by John van der Geest.
Oh yeah. Please, John, don't murder Majorek again, like the last race.
Everyone could make sure there are no accidents this time. We might have a bit more success with the racing than we did last time. But as famous rFactor man once said, can all the non-essential personnel please leave the grid now? So we have to ask, John van der Geest, please can you get your ass off the grid? We have some important drivers to get on the grid.
Yes, we do.
By the way, obviously we take that back. Obviously John is a very good lad, and you know he's allowed us to publicly make fun of him, so we take every opportunity we can do. Just a reminder, never give us permission to take the mick out of you. If we find something, we will definitely laugh about it.
Race starting.
The light come on. It is going to be lights on, lights go blue. It's a bad start by Zach Bremner. And Angelo Dos Santos is going to take the lead of the race here into turn 1. Is there going to be any contact in the first corner like there was last race? Someone's already gone wide. No unsafe rejoins this time by. Everyone gets through cleanly. Coming towards turn 4. It's not going to be a clean turn 2. Ball, there's a big accident. I think that's Maciek involved. No, that's Fairley. There's another big cluster going on at the bottom of the hairpin. Well, I think that's for rails diving through. More drivers going off the circuit now. I need to have a look at who's gone off. Van der Geest has gone off. Postma's gone off.
Javi as well. Barrett, everyone.
Yeah. He's gone off, coming into the hairpin. Zach Bremner's taken back the lead from Dos Santos. Maciek is third. Brett Metcalf currently fourth. Pichler fifth. 4 cars for the lead at the moment, sorry. I think this is the closest anyone's going to get to Zach for now. The rails up to P7. Ken Jack currently 9th. Ken just feeling that championship slipping away from him. He was leading it at the end. Oh, sorry, no, he was leading it at the end of the... No, he wasn't actually. Sorry, I take that back completely. He wasn't leading it, but he was very close to leading it with the races that were going on. It's Zandvoort coming through, trying to keep an eye on everyone that's fighting everyone here. Oh, as Gerrit Hoffman's gone off. Jared Hoffman's gone off. He's in the gravel at the final corner.
I think that's brake damage or suspension damage because his car pushed to the left very hard on braking.
That could be he locked the rears up. It is done. Locking the rears up is pretty easy in this car. We spoke to John afterwards, so we spoke to John. Oh, hold on a minute. Brian Fairley getting very sideways and sliding through there as Ferrells loses a place to Ken Jagger coming towards turn 3. And over there, Maciek's looking at Dos Santos for P2. He does not want to let Zach Bremner get away. On the inside, Brett Metcalf's having a look as well. It's so close between these guys. Into the chicane. Philip Pichler's not that far behind, nor is Flavio Bosca, so we're going to be seeing another 6-car fight in a minute. But Zach Bremner just getting away at the moment, and Maciek really not wanting to let him.
Battle for 12th position. Nick Loris and Gerrit Hoffman there. On the chicane. And make the move.
Not bad at all, actually, as you say that, just seeing it on the broadcast. Yeah, didn't manage to make the move work. But still, Maciek very, very close indeed, right on the back of Angelo Dos Santos at the moment. Coming up the hill, Brett Metcalf, not with a run. He had a bit of a run on the initial. He has got a run now. Coming into turn 1, he's going to brake earlier. Maciek's going to wash wide, the rear end comes out.
Metcalf having a look on the outside.
Very much indeed. Oh, is he going to make it work is the question. Not going to make it work, it's still side by side.
He has the inside for the hairpin.
You're going to make that work. It's a very tight hairpin. Nope, Maciek's going to have the run now. I think even if you're on the inside, you really need to brake late for that corner.
Brake late, just steer as you can. Clip the apex and you're good to go. Very nice defensive driving for Maciek there.
Yeah, Philip Pichler actually getting really close now to this fight going on. Not far off at all, he's only about a second off these guys. So he can definitely sense some fighting coming up as Zach Bremner, once again, pulling a gap. Zach Bremner, I'm not sure if he's mathematically in the championship. I'll need to actually have a look at this post-race, and we'll get the broadcast going so we can, after the race, we can, chat to any, or we could chat to any drivers if we actually were able to. Apologies about that. Maciek, really having a look. We'll try and just now have a chat about the driver standings at the end of the race. Very, very close indeed. Very, very close indeed.
As we speak, Zach Bremner doing the fastest lap of the race. 137 to 18.
That doesn't actually surprise me in the slides that he's going that quickly. And
oh yeah.
with the pace qualifying, you know, being a second up on a not really rubbered track. Once that track gets rubbered, that car is going to come into its own as Matheus filing back into line. Going back up the hill in the slipstream.
Very good first sector by Matheus.
Yep, and he's going to go down the inside into the chicane. But make the move stick easily. Oh, his Bremner's gone off! Bremner's off!
Oh no!
No! Bremner down to 4th. Although if we really think that's going to affect the pace he's got, I think we might be wrong. But that's going to mean that Matheus is going to take the lead. Now, the last time we saw this, he pulled a gap instantly. But he's about a second slower than Zach Bremner. So, you never know what could happen here. Let's see, coming down towards the penultimate, or the final corner, sorry, is Zach Bremner. Doesn't even have any damage, so he obviously only just went off slightly. Probably just misjudged the slide that he likes to carry. So we know Zach does like a bit of a slidey car, which seems to be very quick in the, you know, very quick. Which obviously, Zach pretty much drove them back in the day. Coming into turn 1. Very, very much closing up already. And Matheus not able to pull a gap. He's pulled, you know, the smallest of gaps, but it's nothing really spectacular. Oh, is Bremner going a bit wide again? Oh, as Metcalf made a bit of a late dive on the inside there. That got himself a bit crossed up. Coming up the hill. Into the chicane now. Zach Bremner can get even more crossed up. I think that's what he might have done a lap ago. He might have just got a bit crossed up on the braking like that and then, you know, completely gone off. And that's what I was saying, you get crossed up, you make a mistake and it's very technical. And these cars very much all about weight transfer because they very much rely on the weight transfer to not go off the circuit.
They like sliding around as well. It's a really nice car to drive.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't driven these cars for ages actually. I used to drive them quite a fair bit and absolutely adored it to pieces as I'm just watching Brett Metcalf in front of Zach Bremner trying to hound the back of Dos Santos. Obviously, Matheus doing the opposite of what he did last time. You know, won race 1, second in race 2, he was second in race 1, now he's leading race 2.
Now Matheus did the fastest slide, 37.129.
Yeah. Not bad at all, and I apologise. I completely just instantly realised my mistake. Matheus wasn't second in race 1, he was a lot further down the order in race 1. But Zach Bremner really doesn't want to get involved with Dos Santos and Brett Metcalf at the moment. Those guys really pushing each other. As they say that to the inside is Brett Metcalf. Still not going to make it work, but he's going to be side by side as they come up the hill. Is Dos Santos going to come over to defend? And is Brett Metcalf going to go across, try and hold the place? He's going to break about as late as they dare. And here's Zach Bremner. Bremner on the back of these two, definitely. Trying to make a look. Trying to have a look, sorry. As I said, that Metcalf, oh, bit frisky on the exit. Coming towards the long corner. Bremner ducks it right. Metcalf holds it left. Metcalf wins the battle, but he probably will not win the war.
Zach Bremner is right there. Brett Metcalf and Angelo Dos Santos. Look at that, sliding on the inside, on the corner there.
Yeah, another bit of contact though.
Oh yeah.
Metcalf to the right to go defensive, comes back. Can't go defensive again, he knows this, so he's just got to hold it there and hope. Oh, there's contact between all three! And he's off!
Very hard crash there. Oh wow.
Bremner got lucky because he didn't actually have to worry. He sort of piled into Brett Metcalf, who was already damaged, and there goes Dart Assist for us into 4th.
There goes Brett Metcalf on DNF.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would have been very, very bad suspension damage. You know, went into the wall sideways and then got pile driven by Zach Bremner, who literally had nowhere to go. Zach Bremner trying to go on the outside of Ferraris. He's probably going to cut back to the inside on the exit. No, he's not. He's actually going to not even get a good run out of the corner, so it's a bit of a shame.
But how Maserati doing 136.698 on the lap now.
Yeah, Matrek definitely looking good. Definitely looking good indeed, and he's just doing what he always does, what he does best.
He's gone.
Get out front. Yeah, get out front and get gone. And check out and go. Leave him behind. Get out of there.
7 seconds in front of Philip Pitchler.
Yeah, and he's just had the bonus that Bremner and Metcalf and Dos Santos all took each other out. So they've, all of his, basically, his challenges this race have gone. Bremner actually struggling to get past Ferraris at the moment, but these guys fighting for the 4th position. Ferraris going defensive, letting those guys through, it seems. Oh, and he's out. What has happened to Ferraris? He's just gone. So he's pulled off the track. That's going to give Bremner P4, but it's going to mean that Dos Santos is having to fight now.
Oh, Ferraris DNF'd.
Yeah, I just mentioned that. I said he's out.
What happened
and,
there?
you know, he's no idea. He's just pulled off the circuit. Maybe something's happened. His end.
Oh,
as I've also just noticed, Ken Jagger is in 3rd place.
Oh yeah, Ken Jagger.
The man who keeps out of trouble. The man who keeps out of trouble in the gold leaf Lotus skin is keeping himself out of trouble and doing a very good job of it. Zach Bremner has now got time to close up and maybe salvage a podium out of this. Obviously just about over halfway almost. But once again it's going to be a Michał Maturek masterclass. Well, you look at the gap back to Pichler, it's 8.6. Going into the double right-hander, Ken Jagger I think is closing in on Pichler. So this could be a fight for 2nd we're seeing, and if they make a mistake, Zach Bremner's not far behind them. He's closing in on him. He's coming into the final corners.
Gaining time pretty fast on Philip Pitchler right now.
Yeah, I think Pichler's cruising. I think he knows he's in a good place and he doesn't want to lose it, so he's not making any extra pushes that he doesn't need to. He's just cruising the car back, which is a pretty safe tactic, and with Ken Jagger behind you, you know you're pretty safe. Coming into turn 3 is a bit of a lock-up by Pichler. Or a bit early braking, sorry, and a lock-up by Ken Jagger. Sorry, I'll get it right. Coming into the hairpin now. Very heavy braking zone. Ken's not going to try anything. Bit of a lock-up, nothing new. Coming up the hill, very close, and the slipstream is going to go to the inside. Pichler's going to defend. On the braking, Pichler brakes later. It's going to mean he runs a bit deeper. But Ken's going to have the run coming out of the right-hander. Because if you run deep in that first section, you're going to run deep in the second. Then you're going to be very wide coming to the third, where you want to be really tight on that left-hander with the chicane, just so you can get the outside line coming to sweep the car right. Let's say that. Here goes Ken Jagger. He's really having a look. Also, as I say that, we've lost that Bremner. We've lost that Bremner from this race.
Oh, DNF'd. Oh no.
He's had suspension. He's had an accident.
Oh
dear. That is not good indeed. Not good at all. Zach Bremner, the man who could have claimed so many points in the championship here, thrown them all away. Ken Jagger has gotten past Philip Pichler.
Look at Flavio Bosca. Oh! Brown fought. Oh my god, that was really close.
Fairley, yes, because Fairley's got suspension damage. So I think he might maybe come together. There might have been a coming together between some of the drivers. But definitely Brian's got some damage, so it's allowed Flavio Boss to go up to P5.
Definitely a lot of damage. He's like twitching the wheel, battling the car into corners, into the straight even. Look at that.
Yeah, very bad for him. Pichler still in third at the moment, a fair way ahead of Angelo Dos Santos at the moment. I think that gap might have opened up because those two had an accident together. That's what I think. Gary as Lawrence is fighting Brupasha for P8 at the moment. Down on the inside. Brupasha trying to make a move, it's not going to work. Got Jared Hoffman behind him. These three guys all in the same car. Obviously no performance difference, but you know, a bit of styling difference. Lawrence taking it a bit wider, getting a better run. Hoffman getting a better run on Brupasha. Into the final corner. Seems that Hoffman's a bit more cautious on his brakes, which is fair, you know, fair enough. Whatever works, it's going to make sense. Brupasha really trying to get past Nick Lawrence. In the slipstream, coming towards turn one. Bit of a lock up on the inside. Gonna probably have the run. Got the slipstream. He won't have the run, but he's got the slipstream coming into turn three. A bit wide, that's going to allow Hoffman to go on his inside. But now turns to the outside of the hairpin. So if Hoffman can make this work, now he's going to let him back in. There's a bit of a lock up from what's that, Barrett Ericsson in front. Everything sort of calmed itself down now, except for this fight going on for what is P8 in this race. I've just heard from Zach Bremner, thank you Zach for actually letting me know, Angelo Dos Santos, and he thinks Brian Fairley, which would explain the suspension damage on Fairley's car, had an accident in front of him and drilled both of them into the old old hall tyre wall, which, yeah, that does understand, because Lawrence has gone off. Lawrence has definitely gone off indeed.
Losing 2 positions, 3 positions now, as John Vandergeest enters in the top 10.
Vandergeest climbing his way back into the top 10. Sort of just chilling out at the back there. He's getting himself some points either way, so that's all you really need.
Yeah.
Philip Pichler's dropped the top of Ken Jagger as well, I've just noticed. So.
And Brian's still with, you know, a lot of suspension damage, haven't pitted yet to repair his car.
Yeah, but he's keeping good pace to Flavio Botska, so, you know, he's doing a very good job actually with that, managing that car.
Yeah. Very good driving.
Very good job. Well, see, now the race has calmed itself down quite, you know, quite nicely. But it's a shame, obviously, to see that Zach Bremner has DNF, you know, the quickest driver in the field by far here today. Just, you know, having a few mistakes in the second race that have cost him dearly. But Ken Jagger looking to take home a podium at the moment, which is very good for him. And Michał Maturek with, you know, just under 5 minutes to go. Sorry, you're looking to take another win here in the series.
Let's go for a cockpit lap with Michał Maturek.
Yeah, coming out of turn one, definitely pushing. Not really well pushing, but he's also coasting, as we all know he does that very much out front. Into turn three. Little to no inputs on that car, throttle and braking wise, so just letting that car coast through the corner, very nicely controlled, into the hairpin. Doesn't seem to trail brake that car at all. I think others like to sort of trail brake the car a bit more. but a few other drivers aren't really as smooth on the inputs as Michał seems to be. So that's sort of where he's gaining time. A bit more smooth than a bit earlier. Is sort of helping get the power out of the corners into the chicane. Let's say very technical, very tight on the left, right, very tight on the left. Brings it out a bit wide, but he holds it left. A lot better than Pearson managed to do when he was fighting for second. Up the hill under the banner. Into what is a fast right-hander in a GT, not a very fast right-hander in a Formula 3 car from the 1960s. Sorry, 1970s. No, 60s, I am right. Going towards the penultimate corner. This is one corner that always catches me out. As you see, it's caught a good few people out. It's very, as much as it's not cambered or it's not, you know, really crested, obviously it's slightly uphill, so it does help you. But then it's the drop as you're coming through. You're basically turning the car over the crest, which can then also, which neither understeer the car or can snap oversteer the car. So it's not really a bad, really gorgeous little circuit, and really, you know, it's quite challenging for how, you know, how simple it looks. You know, as I say, some of the easier circuits look are a lot sort of looks deceive you, as they say. There's Brian Fairley still keeping up with Flavio Bosca. And just definitely just keeping the pace, you know. Lap 30, I think lap 14. Oh! Bosca's had a lag issue, he's disconnected, I think. I think Flavio Bosca might have had a disconnect.
Yep, disconnected, unfortunately. Oh man.
Oh, it's a shame for Flavio Bosca. Was running so well. There's going to be a disconnect from P5. Vital points in his championship campaign. He's going to promote everyone else up a place, of course. That is a shame. It's going to mean that Brian Fairley's in P5 now.
John van der Geest, 0.2 seconds off Gerard Hoffman. He had a look on the hairpin there, but no success.
Yeah, John van der Geest finally getting some speed underneath him. And probably a couple of drinks as well. Making sure he can push that car, making sure he has a bit less concentration to push that car a bit harder. Seems to work in some series. And just looking at the stream chat at the moment, thinking of the GTL League, that'd be something quite interesting. That'd be something very interesting indeed. If we get more info on that, we might, you know, plug it, Nigel. See who's interested. But John van der Geest is definitely having a look at the back of Gerard Hoffman at the moment. As Jerry Brapatch is having a look at the back of Barrett Ericsson. Who's going to overtake who first is the question. John van der Geest running wide through the middle part of the first corner. You should know better than that, John. Come on. Barrett definitely looking strong. Hoffman slides the rear end through this third corner. Coming into the hairpin. Here comes Barrett. And here comes Rapacha. Van der Geest having a little look. Not really putting anything on the table. Just an update on Michał Marçal. He is currently coming into the final corner. And he is 13.3 seconds ahead of second place Kane Jagger. Doing a very good job, I think. As John van der Geest has dropped off the back of Gerard Hoffman, and Jerry Brapatch is looking around the outside of Barrett Ericsson, coming into the left-hander. It's going to be very tight as they come into the right. Nope, not going to make it. Not going to try and make a move, but he's forced Barrett into a bit of a lock-up, bit of a mistake. And Barrett's lost the place. Very good driving by Brapatch. Ooh, a Race 07 league would be something to look at. I'm just looking at screen chat again. Race 07 would be something interesting.
Oh yeah.
Maybe GTR2 would be something quite cool. GTR2 IMSA, maybe, would be quite nice. easy to get hold of still. You know, and it's still one of the best simulator games out there, and I think my honest opinion.
Gerald Hoffman having a look on the inside of Barrett Eriksson. Not gonna complete the move.
You'd be surprised because Eriksson's running out wide.
Oh, okay.
He got slidey through the mid part of the corner and he's going to run out wide. I could see that coming when he started sliding. You slide, you lose the momentum in these cars, and Hoffman instantly going defensive. But Eriksson with the run coming out of the hairpin, going to instantly go defense. Instantly he's going to be going defensive with Jerry Hoffman. Not going to make it work. He's going to lose time. And here comes John van der Geest having a look.
Madrek just finished the race in first place.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I missed the fact that Michał Maciarek has finished the race. Ken Jagger second and Angelo dos Santos third. Got so caught up in the fighting going on that we missed that. We're very sorry. But Angelo dos Santos is just going to take third place from Philip Pichler. What was the gap between Pichler and dos Santos? It was 0.2 of a second.
0.198. Oh my god.
And Barrett Eriksson, I think, is going to hold P8 from John van der Geest. He is indeed. John van der Geest is going to lose, or he's not going to get the P8 position that he wanted, but once again, Michał Maciarek. Dominant is the word I think we need to use for him. Michał Maciarek, 15.426. What a dominant.
His last lap was the fastest lap of the race, 1:36.252.
Not the fastest lap of the two races we had, that went to Zach Bremner, but still a very, very fast lap indeed, and shows he was still able, you know, he still would have been able to challenge if Zach's laps hadn't have been as good as he thought they would have been. But to our podium three, Michał Maciarek, Ken Jagger and Angelo dos Santos, it is order has resumed for the top three, for the top two at least, the championship leaders, 1 and 2. Wasn't the best of races for Zach Bramnowski, who's retired. John van der Geest apologising for the turn 2 accident. Well, it wasn't your fault, John, you couldn't really do anything. But we need to now, the one thing we need to do is have a look at what this means for the championship, because record finishing, well, I believe it was 4th in race 1. We need to actually have, and thanks to the joys of RaceView, we do have that opportunity to have a look. So I'm going to get the live time up as soon as possible. So just give me a quick moment to get all that up, and then we can have a look at how the race is going. Well, how the championship standings is going, sorry. Now, GTR3, I'm just having a look also at the chat. We'll have a bit of a chat about upcoming events that are coming up before we have a look at the championship. Obviously, we've got the Gear Multi-Class Series, which is coming up in September. Make sure you come and sign up for that. Maybe even tune into the broadcast, because we're definitely going to be broadcasting that. Myself and Matteo will be live. The glorious, what's going to be glorious endurance championship. We're using the rFactor 2 official endurance pack, the official DLC. Go pick that up on Steam. It is absolutely brilliant. DLC. Obviously, some things to check out. Obviously, we've got a load of other series. We've got Historic Formula 1 coming up, and we've got the, I think we've got a test race coming up for, we've got a test race coming up for the endurance pack as well, coming up shortly.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we've got that coming up. That we might plan on broadcasting. I think that's coming up this weekend, this Sunday, isn't it?
I need to check that to make sure, but I think it's this Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a look. I'm just having a look now on the website just to make sure everything is fine. It was absolutely amazing. I've got to say, once again, amazing racing. Sunday, September 2nd, rFactor 2 sports car, 30 entries for the night, 1.5 hour race at Spa-Francorchamps, which I think is actually round 1 of the series.
Yes.
It's actually round 1 of the series, you know, so definitely looking forward to that. Give you some of the entries that have, we've got for that. We've got Jean van der Geest, Brett Metcalf. I'm just looking at people I recognise.
Angelo dos Santos.
I saw, yeah, Nigel Middleton, Barrett Eriksson. Just having a look as well. Paul Anstey is another man I have raced against. He's very good. Alexander Meshkov, saw him last time out.
Carl Middleton as well.
So both the Middletons planning on racing, which would be fun to see.
Brothers.
Very good to see those two racing as well.
They were practicing earlier today on the practice server.
Yep, and I was confirmed recently as well. It's a split qualifying system, so split qualifying meaning the GTs and the prototypes will go out separately, which is brilliant to hear because that's really what's needed. So just having a look at the series list now, as I have got all the results up. Joy to the world, the results have come. So Michał Maciarek won the first race of the series. Ooh, would help if I actually click the right championship. Thought I saw a few less points than I did, and I was clicking the historic Formula 1 challenge. So here we go, yeah, 40 points for a win. That's so Michał Maciarek in race 2. 40 points in his pocket. Not bad at all. Trying to get the results of the earlier race, which aren't seeming to show for me, so which is quite annoying. Ah, there we go. I think they're showing for me. Yeah, they are. So Zach Bremner won the first race with Flavio Botska second, which was amazingly impressive. So with Zach Bremner gaining 40 points, he's going to go up to 161 just on that race alone, which on that race alone would jump him up to 7th ahead of Barrett Eriksson. But obviously remember, Barrett Eriksson has gotten points himself. So I'm just going to quickly do a bit of totting up. So Matteo, whilst I do the totting up, do you want to just sort of have a bit of an overview of the two races?
Sure. We had really cool qualifying times in the first qualify. Zach Bremner dominated the competition on the first race, 20-something seconds in front of the second position, right? And
yeah, pretty much around that.
It was really fast. I give him that. And yeah, pretty cool race. First race, not a lot of accidents, and really good battles. Really, you know, I mean, really chill race in the first one. Second race, not so much, as we saw people collecting each other in the fourth corner, I think. Yeah, people collecting each other in the first corner. The second corner, yeah. And yeah, a lot of people DNFing, a lot of people disconnecting, and yeah, but cool race indeed. Michał Maciarek winning the second race, Zach Bremner winning the first race. Zach Bremner unfortunately wrecked his car and DNF'd in the second race. And yeah. Anything more you want to add?
I just want to say, it was obviously with all the accidents that were going on, it's pretty much a bit of an unusual event, because we definitely didn't have this last time out. We had very clean race. Obviously, we had a couple of accidents at Zandvoort, but nothing, you know, not the amount or the issues that we had here, which sort of surprised me a bit.
Yeah, same.
As just getting towards the end, I'm getting towards the end of the first race results, so please give me a bit more time. It would help if I had, with totting up points, you can't really prepare anything until you've actually checked everything at the end. But obviously, you know, seeing Zach Bremner being so dominant this time out was definitely something we didn't see last time out at Zandvoort. We saw him be very quick in that, I believe it was the second race, yeah, the second race where Maciarek But even then, Matrek was closing on him. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't as simple as, you know, it wasn't as simple as people think, you know, where you can just get away with it. I was trying to remember how many people actually finished that race in race 1.
Race 1.
It was hot. Yeah. Finisher in that race. Down to race 2. Making sure, you know, we can get as much done as possible, and I'm really sorry this is taking so long. I try and be as quick as possible doing all this, but it doesn't work all the time. So obviously, Bremner retired, Botska finished. Botska disconnected in 13th, which was a shame for him. He was doing really well.
Yeah, he was doing really good.
He was on point, you know, he was on par for a 5th place finish, and that's where Brian Fairley ended up. So well done to Brian Fairley, actually.
Yeah.
$50.62. So Ken Jagger loses 8 more points on Michał Matrek that race, which isn't the best of things, you know, because, you know, if you want a chance of winning the title with 80 points up for grabs. So I'm actually going to check, because that's the important one, you know, the big title fight at the end of this. Going to do a final quick check. Points, which is going to be 324 points for Matrek.
Wow. A lot of points, man.
62, 299 points for Ken Jagger. So it's still doable for Ken. It is still doable indeed for Ken Jagger. Definitely still doable. We're looking, well, we're not looking at a big difference at all, actually. At all. I've got to do maths quickly. Hold on a minute. My brain is not good at that at 8 in the evening. My brain's not programmed to do maths at 8 in the evening.
If we have a look on
There's 25 points in it. There's only 25 points in it.
Yeah.
So this race, this whole championship could go a multitude of ways. And it's obviously, I'm afraid to say, for Flavio Botska, his championship is over. It's only Matrek and Jagger that can win this now. Yeah. Joshua Penny's out of it. If he had turned up this race, he would have been in contention for that title fight. But apparently he can't make the final 2 races, apparently, which is an utter shame.
And if we have a look, if we go have a look on team standings, Bad Voices Racing is just away from, like, very, very far away from ACD Racing, which is 2nd place, and Pinnacle Motorsport in 3rd place. That's
Pinnacle, Gary Brapacha and
Matrek.
Matrek mainly, I feel, carrying that team. No offense to Brapacha, 52 points in that car. Bad Voices Racing, Ken Jagger and Barrett Ericsson. Barrett on 157 points. So he's not doing badly at all. If you want to have a look at the championship implications, obviously only 25 points in it, so whoever, you know, in the final 2 races, if someone, you know, over 40 points of a lead in race 1, they can confirm that championship a race early. Otherwise, it's definitely going to go to the final race. So if Michał Matrek, if Ken Jagger doesn't score, so I think if he retires, he doesn't score. That's how we work here. If he doesn't finish the race, Michał Matrek needs to finish 6th or higher. Which, honestly, I don't think is going to be too challenging.
Yeah, same.
If Michał does finish 6th, Ken finishes even last in the full amount of drivers that can score points. 14, 16, 18, 20, 20, which is 23 drivers, right? 23 drivers can score points. Even if Ken finishes 23rd, he will still be in the title fight, and he will need Matrek to not score him, and if he finishes 6th. So either way, both of them need to retire for one of them to confirm the chip. If Matrek basically to win the title around early needs Jagger to retire, unless he finishes. If he finishes 5th or higher, doesn't matter where Ken finishes, he's won the title, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
So as long as Ken finishes below him, of course. If he wins the race and Ken Jagger finishes 2nd, that's a 4-point. If the gap will go up to 29 points, which would mean that if he would need to finish 4th or higher. So basically, if he wins, he needs to finish at least 4th. If he doesn't win, he needs to finish a lot higher. So it's still all game on. It's a lot closer than people probably think with how dominant Matrek has been this year. But definitely, indeed, it is going to be one of those to take to the end, and definitely we need to make sure that we can broadcast that finale.
That finale is going to be thrilling, man.
It is going to be Belgium 1966. It's going to be the very, very, very fast Belgium indeed. And believe me, it's going to be something you don't want to miss. And if you want to take part, come and join us. And yeah, we had the accidents, and it happens in this sort of race. It's going to be something that we can look out for in the future. But obviously, as we head towards the Belgium, we'll get this right. Obviously, the teams will pack their cars up, get them on the nearest lorries, ship them over to mainland Europe, and in 2 weeks' time, at the same time as we started this broadcast, it'll all get a little bit Belgian. So make sure you bring plenty of beer. Make sure you take the local cuisine, because we're going to the most prestigious Formula 1 circuit on the calendar, in my honest opinion anyway, circuit at Spa-Francorchamps. And hopefully you can join myself and Matheus Marçal for what is going to be over an hour, or what's going to be 50 minutes of amazing, action-packed title contending. Thank you everyone for joining myself, and until we see you in 2 weeks' time at Belgium, it is goodbye for now.
Thank you everyone, see ya in Belgium, bye bye.